only come here when something hurts. So tell me, where are you when it doesn't? You call me crying after bars, voice all blurred inside your car. Say you didn't know who else to reach, like I'm still somewhere underneath. And every time your world caves in, you come back and let me in. Like my arms are built to hold every version of you breaking slow. But when the morning clears your head, you disappear again. Every time you're sad, you end up here with me. Every time you drink too much, you say things honestly. But where are you when your heart feels fine? Where do you go when it's not midnight? And what am I to you besides somewhere to fall? Tell me where I live inside your heart at all. You hold my hand like you mean it then, talk about a slide, what could have been. And for a moment I almost believe there's still something underneath. But daylight turns you into smoke, short replies and inside jokes, like last night never happened at all. Like I imagined every call. You only miss me when loneliness gets loud. Every time you break it, you come looking for my name. Every time your world goes dark, you love me for a day. But where are you when life feels right? When your smile comes easy and your mind's alright. Hey, am I just someone you reach for when you can't stand yourself? Or did you ever really see me as someone else? I know your sadness better than I know your real life, and maybe that says everything. Every time you're hurt and you know exactly where I'll be. And maybe that's the problem, you never had to choose me. Because I stayed even through the worst parts of you. But I still don't know where I stand when the hurting's through. And that's what breaks me more than losing you. You only come here when something hurts. You only text me after midnight, like daylight makes you change your mind. I see your name light up my phone, 2:13, and I already know you're not calling 'cause you miss me. You just don't wanna be alone. Outside my window, traffic glows, rain on glass and neon smoke. And somehow every time you break, you still remember I'm awake. You never come when the world feels right, only when your room gets quiet at night. We only talk after midnight, when your city loses light, when your friends go home and your thoughts get loud. You say my name like it still means something, but never enough to hold on to. And I keep answering like I forgot what this does to me. We only talk after midnight, and somehow that says everything. You ask me things you never ask, in the middle of your almost crash. Like, do you still think about back then? Like wounds sound softer after 2 a.m. I hear the tide inside your voice, the kind that comes from too much noise. And maybe once I'd call it love, now I think it's just what lonely people do. You never stay when morning comes, like honesty only lives in the dark. We only talk after midnight, like we still belong somewhere inside the version of us that never survived. You reach for me when you're unraveling, but disappear when you feel alright. And I keep letting you, like healing means losing every fight. We only talk after midnight, and I don't know why I still reply. Maybe some people aren't meant to stay, they just become part of your nighttime. We only talk after midnight, when the whole world goes still, when your loneliness gets heavy and mine forgets how to heal. You say I miss you like it's harmless every time, but if you really love me, wouldn't you call before the night? And somehow I still looked at my phone. Why is it when women cry, someone always runs to hold them? I'm human too, so why do I always sit with mine alone? I've listened to so many nights, held together so many lives, watched people fall apart in pieces, and stayed long enough to help them breathe again. They cried when someone came, a hand, a voice, a place to break. But when silence fills up my room, it's just me and the dark again. I know how pain sounds in other people, I just don't know what mine sounds like anymore. I'm human too, I hurt the same way they do. I want someone beside me when everything falls cry without hiding, want someone to notice I'm not alright. But maybe I cry too much somewhere in this life, because now when my chest caves in, nothing falls from my eyes. I think I ran out of tears. People tell me I'm strong, like that's supposed to help somehow. But sometimes being strong just means no one checks on you. They think because I'm quiet I know how to survive this, but honestly I'm just tired of surviving. And there are nights I stare at the ceiling for hours, feeling everything and somehow nothing at all. Maybe the saddest people aren't the ones crying loud. Maybe they're the ones who stop crying somehow. I'm human too, I need warmth like anyone else. I need someone to stay without me asking for help. I wanna fall apart safely without feeling weak inside. But somewhere between losing people and learning how to hide, I think something in me dried out. Sometimes I wonder if healing starts the moment you finally cry again. I'm human too, even if I don't show it well. Even if my pain got too quiet to tell, I still want someone beside me on the nights I lose the fight. I still wanna be held without having to justify why. And maybe one day the tears will come back, but tonight I just feel heavy. I think I forgot how to cry. You loved me more when I was falling apart, but the moment I healed, you started feeling distant. You stayed through every broken night, every panic, every fight, held my shaking hands like scars, made me think that's what love was. You knew exactly what to say when the darkness wouldn't fade, and I thought maybe for the first time someone finally saw my side. But slowly when I stood back up, something between us started changing. You looked happier when I needed saving. Some people only love you when you're bleeding, when you're too weak to leave them behind. They hold you close when you're breaking, but disappear the moment you shine. And I don't know what hurts more, losing you or realizing you needed me wounded to feel important in my life. When I stopped crying every night, you stopped asking if I'm alright. When I found peace inside myself, you slowly became someone else. Less messages, colder eyes, longer spaces in replies, like my healing ruined something you secretly needed from me. And maybe love built on pain was never really love at all. Maybe some people don't miss you, they miss being needed by you. Some people only love you when you're drowning, when your whole world needs their hands. But once you finally reach the surface, they don't know who they are again. And I kept blaming myself for changing, when really I was just becoming healthy again. I thought healing would bring us closer. I didn't know it would show me the truth. Some people only love you when you're hurting, because pain makes you easier to keep. But love shouldn't disappear the moment someone learns to breathe. And now I finally understand why your warmth always felt temporary. You didn't love me, you loved the version of me that needed you constantly. The healthier I became, the farther you went. Why do you hide your tears? Like I'm not supposed to see them. Don't you know I'd stay through all of it? You smile before the tears can fall, change the subject, say it's nothing at all. Like carrying pain alone is somehow easier for everyone. You turn away when your voice gets weak, like sadness is something you shouldn't speak. But every silence in your chest somehow reaches mine instead. And I can feel it, even when you say nothing. You don't have to survive this by yourself. Why do you hide your tears? Let them fall, let them breathe. Maybe they could carry away some of what you keep underneath. I wish I could hold your hurt, take the heavier half somehow. But you keep locking every door before I can reach you now. And the hardest part is I would do anything for you, but I can't help someone who hides all the wounds from you. You always ask if I'm okay, while your own storms stay unnamed. Like your pain matters less somehow, just because you learn to hide it well. And maybe you think being strong means holding everything alone, but love was never meant to watch someone drown in silence this long. I don't need perfection from you, I just need the truth. Sometimes crying isn't weakness, sometimes it's the soul trying to survive. Why do you hide your tears? Why do you carry all that weight alone? Don't you know every time you hurt, something in me breaks worse than before? always would. You don't have to hide from me, not your tears, not your pain. You keep saying sorry with tears in your eyes, but somehow you never notice mine. Every time we fall apart, you speak like you're the broken one, like I was standing somewhere safe, watching all the damage done. You tell me how hard this has been, how guilty you feel deep within. And I stay there listening quietly while my chest caves in invisibly. Because loving you always meant making room for your pain first. But who stays for the person holding everything together? You apologize like you're the only one hurting, like I didn't lose sleep trying to keep us from burning. You cry and everyone sees your side, but no one notices the person silent breaking beside you. And maybe that's what hurts the most, not what you did, but how alone I felt while trying to understand it. I know you never meant to wound me, that's what made it harder somehow. Because pain without evil intention still leaves scars all the same. And every time I try to speak, you'd fall apart before I could. So I learned to swallow every feeling just to protect yours first, until I couldn't recognize what I needed anymore. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is carrying the heaviest grief. You apologize and I end up comforting you, like my heartbreak needs to wait until yours gets through. And I know you're hurting too, I know this isn't easy for you, but do you have any idea what this has been like for me? To stand beside your sadness while hiding my own completely. I became so busy understanding your pain, I forgot my needed care too. You apologize like tears automatically make things equal, but pain isn't a competition and mine was never smaller than yours. I just carried it differently, quietly, carefully, alone. And maybe one day you'll finally realize the person trying hardest to keep you from breaking was already breaking too. You said I never wanted to hurt you. I know, that's why it hurt even more. You say you miss me so many times that I stopped knowing when it was real. Some nights you call me out of nowhere, voice shaking through the speaker, like I'm the only place left that still feels safe to you. And of course I answer, even when I know how this goes. You pull me close emotionally, then disappear for days again, like loving me only happens in emergencies. I don't know anymore if you love me or just love surviving through me. I never know when you really need me or when you're just lonely again, because every time I start believing, you vanish like none of this happened. And maybe that's why I feel exhausted around your love. It keeps pulling me close and teaching me not to trust it. You tell me things at 3 a.m. you never say in daylight, like the dark somehow makes you honest for a couple fragile hours. But morning always changes you back into someone careful, someone who acts like feelings were just late night weather passing through. And I'm tired of only being loved temporarily. You keep giving me pieces of something that never fully arrives. I never know if I matter to you deeply or if I'm just emotional shelter for the nights you can't handle yourself. Because every time I start healing, you come back sounding vulnerable again. And somehow I always reopen the door, even after learning how much it hurts when you leave. Maybe inconsistency hurts more than goodbye, because goodbye ends things. This keeps them alive painfully. I never know when you really need me, and I think that's what finally broke us. Not the distance, not the timing, not even the silence, just the feeling that I was always emotionally available to someone who only loved me occasionally. You always came back, just never completely. There were nights I was afraid to fall asleep, because I thought if I close my eyes, you'd disappear when I opened them again. So I stayed awake beside my phone, watching shadows move alone, trying to hold on to your voice before silence swallowed all the noise. I memorized the way you breathe, like somehow that would make you stay. As if love could stop time, if I just needed it enough. And maybe that sounds foolish now, but losing you started long before you left. I kept fighting for something already fading quietly. And now what do I do? Why did you still disappear? Even after I gave everything I had to keep you here, I stayed through every silence, every distance, every change. But somehow your shadow still slipped through my hands. And I think that myself for months after, thinking maybe I missed some sign. Maybe if I loved you softer, or held you tighter at night. But people don't always leave loudly. Sometimes they fade a little every day, until one morning you wake up and realize they've been gone for a while. Even while standing next to you, I was trying to save us while you were slowly letting go. Now I barely sleep at all, not because I think you'll come back, but because every dream still knows a version of you I can't forget. And it hurts how someone can become your whole world and turn into nothing but memory and atmosphere, like smoke still floating in a room long after the fire died. Maybe that's what grief really is. Not someone disappearing instantly, but watching them slowly vanish while you're still trying to hold them clearly. There were nights I forced myself to stay away, because loving you made losing you feel unbearable. And now you're gone, not completely, just enough to haunt every quiet part of me. And after all this time, I still don't understand how someone can try so hard to stay and still end up alone. I close my eyes and somehow you were already gone. You showed me beautiful things, stars above us, sunsets fading slow. You once said, as long as the sky stays blue, we'll still have each other. So why am I staring at the moon now, asking where you are? We used to sit beneath the night, counting little lights across the sky. You held my hand so naturally, like forever was an easy thing. And every sunset felt like proof that love could really make it through. Back when your voice still sounded warm, back before silence became home. I still remember the exact color of those evenings. You promised me the sky, like it would never change. Now the moon turns full, then slowly fades away. But my question still remains. So where are you now? Who do you look at when the stars come out? Do you still stop for sunsets? Do you still talk about the sky like it means something? Because every night I still search for you in places you no longer are. Sometimes the wind feels just the same, cold enough to bring back your name. And I still catch myself outside, Looking up before I realize you're not beneath this sky with me anymore. And maybe that's what hurts the most. The world kept all our memories alive. The stars still shine, the sunset still arrive. Everything stayed except you. I thought love like ours would outlive distance somehow. The moon keeps changing shape and never answers me, and every face just feels like another way to miss you. Quietly, you once said, as long as the sky is blue. But now the whole night stretches above me, and I've never felt more alone beneath it. Maybe promises sound eternal when love is still alive. Nobody thinks about the silence that comes after. Now I look at the moon the way people look at old photographs, trying to find someone who no longer lives there. And every time it turns full again, a part of me still hopes maybe somewhere under the same sky you're thinking about me too. But the moon keeps changing, the seasons keep moving, and my question still remains: where are you now? The sky is still blue, just not for us anymore. I move the chair, change the lights, but somehow this room still feels like you. Your shadow lives in little things: the coffee cup, the silver ring, the way the curtains move at night, the side you used to sleep beside. I tried opening every window, letting new air fill the space, but memories don't leave that easily when they learned your shape for years. And maybe that's what grief becomes, not pain all the time, just presence. I stopped hearing your voice, but the silence still sounds like you. Some memories never leave the room, no matter how much time moves on. They stay inside the walls quietly, like they're waiting for someone. And I still catch myself turning around sometimes, like part of me believes you're just running late tonight. But deep down, I know that isn't true anymore. I don't cry the way I used to. Now it's smaller things that hurt, like hearing songs we never finished, or finding your words inside my thoughts. And it scares me sometimes how normal the missing became, like carrying sadness daily, turned into part of my routine. I wonder if healing is just learning to live beside ghosts peacefully. Some people leave physically, but emotionally tonight, this room still remembers us. I changed everything except the part of me that still waits for you sometimes.